practice. Our kids have been focused the entire bowl prep, and it was a good first day.
Coach, sometimes we tend to maybe overcomplicate this game a little bit too much, but you guys kind of made a turnaround when you started cutting down on turnovers. I mean, the second half of the season compared to the first half, in terms of how many, is kind of like night and day. I was looking at that. So, was there a certain point in your ability to cut down on the turnovers and then maybe get some more of your own?
Well, it definitely helped. Obviously, that's one of the first things we preach offensively is taking care of the football. I hadn't looked at it for this season, but last season, if you didn't turn the football over, you had somewhere between like a 78 or 82% chance of winning the football game. So obviously turnovers reflect who wins and loses games.
And was it something that Jarrett made it? Was there a conscious effort to get him to, work with the rest of the offense and cut things down, or did he just kind of figure it out on his own, or how?
Well, I think it goes back to preparation from the coaching staff down to the players, and everybody made a conscious effort to do a better job with the ball. And I feel like the defense, even though the last couple of games we hadn't got any turnovers, there were several games there in that stretch that we did get some.
How do you think Brandon Kennedy looked yesterday after the Jay Garantino?
About like we thought. He's just he's 24 days out now, and he's about ready, but he's a guy that's had several injuries before, so he'll know if he's ready to play or not, and we're getting him a few extra looks just to see.
Jeremy, last winter you brought in 3 new assistants, including new coordinators. So what are your thoughts on this year? Do you think you can keep more continuity on the staff, or is it just something where you expect guys to come and go because it's college football?
Well, in this business, everybody's always wanting better opportunities. And if you do a good job, sometimes those opportunities present themselves. And I want all the guys on our staff, guys that want to be coordinators or be head coaches. We'll always support them and help them any way possible, just like we do the players. So it's part of the business, but usually all that takes place usually after signing day and bowl games.
Coach, the players left to turn their focus back to practice today. We were with them at the Naval Station. What are your thoughts about them getting to tour that station and those ships today?
Well, it's a great opportunity for those guys. Something that they probably never did before. I was hoping they would put life jackets on some of them just in case, but it sounds like everything went pretty smooth.
How's Jarrett look? He's got the brace off his hand for a few practices now. How's he looked? Being able to sort of play with both hands now.
Well, it should help in quarterback center exchange. He's been that way, pretty much for the entire bowl prep. So, we've really not talked about it a whole lot because wearing the guard or the brace that he had on didn't affect him a whole lot. So, but I'm sure it will help him when it comes to ball handling.
Jim, when you look at the early signing period up until the regular signing period from December to February, that 2-month window, what percentage of your staff's time is focused on 2020 guys versus 2021 guys?
Say that again, David.
Like when you're spending time recruiting, what percentage of that little two-week window are you spending, contacting and talking to 2020 guys versus 2021 guys? Like how does that break out?
Well, we area recruit. It's important to me that you define the areas for the coaches. That way, you build relationships, and so you do know about 21s, 22s, 23s. You kind of know the lay of the land. I think it's important for the area recruiter to get the position coach, the coordinator, and the head coach involved in the prospects that they're recruiting, and that's kind of our philosophy.
In your experience in bowl games, how much new do you expect from opponents?
Well, you get the extra time, so obviously with more time there's opportunities to do some extra things, but when you look at bowl games, most teams do the things that they do. That as a coach you want to go back and the things that you've been pretty good at, you want to make sure that you continue to do that. To me, it seems like a lot of times in bowl games, if you look at offenses, you can go back and look at their explosive plays over the course of 12 or 13 games, and you'll see a lot of them in succession. Talking about calling them in the bowl game, which might be a little different than you would see during a regular season.
One more for Coach.
It looks like Emmett's been out there at least running around with the guys during stretch and things like that. How is he and kind of his, I guess, rehab coming back from that knee?
Well, he's about 5 months now, so he's progressed really well. Emmett's done a nice job in the rehab, and our medical staff done a really good job with him. So he probably will be ready for spring.
Thank you, Coach.
That's good.